We're switching gears a bit, but talking about things that I love, trees. So from treats to trees, we want to welcome the very handsome Mr. Lowell Wise, Executive Director of Tacoma Tree Foundation. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
It's great to have you on the couch.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. Trees. I shared with you in the green room, I just got to hug a redwood tree about 3 months ago, and it dropped me to my knees because of the history and the wisdom that these trees bring to us. So when we talk about this nonprofit, what is the purpose of the environmental nonprofit that's focused on this? And also, why does Tacoma need one?
Yeah. Well, the purpose, I think, is to bring more awareness and just excitement around the trees that we have in the urban landscape and all the different things that they're doing for us all the time. So, yeah, talking about those big trees, there's something special and magical about big trees, and we have access to some of those in Point Defiance Park. But also, trees are just really important in our day-to-day life, and the Tree Foundation was founded about 6 years ago to bring more energy, to give people opportunities, and ultimately to bring resources to people that want to plant trees and care for the landscape right where they live.
Yes.
So that idea of stewardship is really important to what we do. And in other ways, you know, we're working, kind of playing catch up in Tacoma because in our history, we had a lot of logging, and as a result, and partly just where we are now, we have kind of the lowest coverage of trees of any city in the region.
So I want to interrupt you, and I'm so sorry I'm doing that, but I want you to talk about, when you say coverage of trees, what does that mean? And is that like a tree canopy?
Yeah. Yeah, so a tree canopy is kind of like all the vegetation that we have in the city, and we also talk about it as an urban forest.
Yes.
But I like the idea of a canopy because it's about protection, and trees protect us
Like
from
this.
Yeah, trees protect us from heat in the summer. They protect us from cold wind in the winter.
Oh, right, Park.
And of course, they're doing lots of things all the time for people as well as for the environment. So yeah, it's really important just to understand that trees are part of our city infrastructure.
Yes.
They're taking care of our health by cleaning the air, cleaning the water. And so trees are just always doing things for people here in the city.
And there's a social benefit, like safety. Like when I got out and hugged the redwood, I mean, I wasn't in danger. But trees, I mean, there is a sense of being taken care of when you are around trees, and they're so majestic. And it also is just a wonderful chance to play hide and seek, which everybody needs to do. When we think about the nonprofit like yours, it needs an education program in addition to planting. Tell us about that planting program, because we all need to have our hands in this to make this work.
Yeah, so as I was saying, we're kind of playing catch up in Tacoma, and we need to plant on the order of hundreds of thousands of trees in order to reach the city's goal for kind of a healthy tree canopy. So to do that, we have to get everybody involved, as many people as we can. And at the Tree Foundation, a lot of what we do is giving trees directly to homeowners. So we can provide free trees for residential properties. And along with that, there needs to be some education. And so just understanding how plants work, how to maintain a tree, all those things are really critical to make sure that those baby trees survive for a long time into the future.
Yeah, like the ones we're looking at right now. We've got some planting of when very tender, loving care given to these little seedlings.
Yeah, so these are images of volunteers planting trees and also potting up trees that can be given away to homeowners.
Oh, I love that. And this is the field next to Mason Middle School.
Yeah, this is actually the Madison school property down in the Tacoma Mall neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
This
Thank you.
project happened about 2 years ago, but it's an example of what happens when we partner with the city and we get volunteers involved in taking care of the local landscape.
It's, you know, and there's so much that we have to teach the next generation about the culture of trees. I love children, and we have where I live, we have a lot of kids in our neighborhood, and I always talk with them about being kind to the trees because they want to swing on them and break them. I'm like, oh no, this is a grandmother tree.
Yeah.
And they listen to me, which I always think is so magical. So how does the City of Tacoma support your programming? I saw a little blurb there on the bottom that said Tacoma Creates. Is that one of the sources?
Absolutely, yeah. Tacoma Creates has been supporting our programming for several years now. And of course, that's related to arts and culture and science programming all through Tacoma. So we're able to provide free events and workshops through Tacoma Creates funding. And some of those are educational webinars. Like yesterday, we had a webinar with an urban forestry expert talking about tree survival. And then all the way down to free tree walks in parks around Tacoma, different events where kids can get involved, like our Nature Explorers program. And so we're able to provide kind of a range of things. And one thing I love about Tacoma Creates really encourages us to partner with other nonprofits in the area.
Yes.
So, for example, next month we have an event with Second Cycle, nonprofit bike shop here on the Hilltop. And we're going to be doing a tree walk and roll event where we'll find some significant trees around the Hilltop neighborhood. And one group's going to go walking and one group's going to go biking. And we're going to go celebrate the big trees that we have in this neighborhood.
Okay, I'm in. I'm so totally in. You know, another thing that you do that I want to bring up because I want to brag about you is the guidance on tree planting requirements. Marianne, would you know how to plant a tree if someone didn't tell you?
No.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't know what to do, and I want to be a part of the solution. So when I understand how to plant a tree, I understand how to make our community better.
Yeah, so we have volunteer opportunities when we do planting in public spaces, and we have trained captains that lead volunteer teams. So you can come without any knowledge required. You learn how to plant the tree, and then you learn also about spacing. There's things like utilities that we have to be aware of. But all it takes is some awareness and some careful planning, and we can fit more trees into our urban landscape, even though it's very crowded with pavement and buildings and all kinds of things.
So last 2 minutes here, let's talk about the Green Blocks program, and when is it taking place and where?
Green Blocks is our special neighborhood-based program, and right now it's happening in Hilltop. And so in March, we're going to be planting probably around 150 street trees in front of people's homes. And we're going to be leading this volunteer effort. So especially if you're from the Hilltop neighborhood, we would love to have you come volunteer with us. And it's really a way of reducing barriers to having trees, because we really believe that everyone deserves to have a right to trees in their neighborhood.
Absolutely.
And so some neighborhoods, unfortunately, don't have as many trees as other neighborhoods. And that's what our Green Blocks program is trying to address.
Oh, and just so wonderful to plant a tree and then to turn to your child and say, this tree is going to grow with us. There's a sense of history and tradition and respect when the child goes out to look at the tree and knows that they had a hand in this.
Absolutely.
Who do we need to thank for all this green goodness?
Well, just everyone who's ever been involved with Tacoma Tree Foundation. We're very volunteer driven. We've got community members who are board members helping us make decisions. And then of course the partnerships. We work closely with City of Tacoma, other governments, other nonprofits, and all of it is raising the level of awareness of the urban forestry issues that we have here in Tacoma.
We've been showing the website below that beautiful chin of yours. And there are more events to be discovered and also more opportunities to volunteer on the website. And what do you hope people take away from this experience?
I think just the idea that we love trees, but also trees love us back. Yes. So trees are doing things for us all the time, cleaning the air, making it a beautiful place to live. And we need to bring more of that love into Tacoma.
And we'll end on that. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you out there with my Birkenstocks planting trees.
I'm going to hold you to that.
You do. We have much more to come on Cityline. When we come back, the Buffalo Soldiers Museum will be in the house. Wow. You don't want to miss that. I'll see you in a bit.